Kind of some of the key insights which have kind of come back from our research, users need to be able to work offline. I mean, it's an interesting point, but we've got 22 sites currently using our current Rio Obs product, which is great. But it wasn't really until we started the research that we actually found out how problematic the Wi-Fi was on many of the wards, and how many times people are just writing on paper and then typing in later. So I think that's really the value, really, of being able to kind of get really close to clinical teams and understand what an actual day in the life of them looks like and the challenges they face. So some of the kind of key points, really, offline working is really essential. We need the product to be really intuitive, very simple to use. We need also, obviously, to support therapeutic observations, which has been a clear message coming through. And also, we need a way which really starts to, again, break that dependency on the core Rio product. Again, today, if you take observations, you have to take observations with Rio. And again, it becomes a big amount of energy and effort to kind of take that. So what did we do? So we started off, and again, I know some of you were saying, but we started off working again with clinical teams on some very sketch kind of concepts. We then worked with the group to kind of iterate that through and refine that, ultimately arriving at a set of what we call kind of high fidelity visual wireframes, which is kind of on the right-hand side there. And that was all about making sure that we'd got the functionality right, the user workflow correct, information being presented in the right way. And I guess really just by way of contrast, so current observations as it is today, the new observations product on the right-hand side, which has got the Evo experience built into it across the bottom, but also importantly is now a native a native iOS and Android app as well. What that does, it gives us the ability to have information held offline as well. So countering those kind of current pain points around problematic Wi-Fi on the wards. So we've enhanced, I'm going to show a demo of this shortly, but we've enhanced the observations product to support the common early warning scores, use, muse, news, and so on. We're also going to be adopting pews in the next couple of months. Now that standard's been finally agreed. But as you can see, that presents really, really well on those mobile form factor devices, not only phones, but also on mobile tablets as well. Therapeutic observation, so we'll be starting the work. Again, we've done a huge amount of discovery, so thank you for that. The wireframes we've got on here is a direct result of the user interaction and feedback from the sessions we've had. It's all about keeping this simple. It's all about kind of keeping it flexible, so within each individual ward, you'll be able to configure which of these tiles are appropriate for different wards based on the needs. All about that quick, rapid data entry of information for nursing teams. So we'll be building that out from June onwards, so next month onwards, and again, you'll start to see that come to life in the product. And kind of where we are right now, we've again done a huge amount of build work. We're now going into the early adopter process for ahead of our full rollout in June and July. So I'm going to try and do what Simon did, a live demo. Let's see how we get on with with this. Awesome. So I've just got my iPad. So again, I'm going to log in just with my Access Identity credentials. This again links in with SIS2. It links in with Active Directory. Just provides that single, seamless, one-stop authentication method. I'm going to select which ward. Obviously, we're a test this, and I'm going to select a ward for me to work on. What this is doing, it's downloaded now all the patients. So I've got connectivity. It's downloaded the patients onto my device. I can see there's a number of tasks which are due. I can filter across the top, easy searching for, if I'm looking for a particular patient. although that is not working, so I'll come back to that later. But I've got my tasks on my screen there. I can easily click on to view the observations. Again, I'm going to be forced to confirm the identity. As you'd expect, News 2 chart, very similar to what you see now in the current product. But again, this is all stored on the device, offline. That's really important because, again, I was chatting to a couple of organisations earlier. The fact it's now a disconnected, offline working solution as well means that if you are planning downtime of Rio or there's any unplanned downtime, you can continue to use this as a business continuity solution. So you're not having to worry about suddenly all your observations are out because Rio's down. You can continue to work whilst Rio is unavailable. As you'd expect, you've got a nice simple data capture form there. We will be looking to, again, try and build some levels of automation into these further, trying to reduce the amount of data entry. We'll be looking at how we can integrate with devices so we can get observations directly from blood pressure and other monitoring devices. But that's all there in the product. We can also go into view my patients. Again, we've got an indication of the new score, whether that's increasing or decreasing there. It's easy to kind of go into the individual patient records. We've got a nice clear history for anything which has been happening around the observations. Again, we can click through and drill into those if we want to see more detail. And we can also move all the way back. We can go and record the individual assessments as well. And again, these are all based on your assessments. Very similar to what you have now with observations. So you build them within Rio through your normal assessments capability, and they will pull down automatically onto observations on the mobile app. So we've got our fluid balance charts. As you'd expect, again, they can all be completed very, very easily on the device. Always good to see a stools assessment on there as well. Always got to have a good demo of that one. Again, they're all recorded on the device. Should I lose connectivity whilst I'm working on my shift, again, no disruption to usage. I can record all the information I need to, all stored securely on the device. And as I'm then going around my daily day-to-day job, as soon as connectivity is re-established, it will automatically update the main Rio record. This is pushed out automatically. Again, this is a native app. It goes up onto the app stores for Android and Apple. You will obviously want to deploy this to your own mobile management platforms within your organizations. But it's, again, very similar to any other app you would get from the App Store. So there's the release notes in there. You know, you can test on a pre-prod environment, and then you can deploy out to your end user devices when that's appropriate for yourselves. As I say, all the tasks are in there. It's easy, very easy to move forward and scroll through those. Very, very responsive. As I say, over the next couple of months, we'll be building out the photograph capability, so that'll be coming in here. You'll be able to take photographs on the device. They'll go into the patient record. Again, really useful for some of the inpatient mental health wards there. Short-term leave will also be on here as well as the therapeutic observations. So that'll all be going in over the next couple of months. And again, if you want to see any of this in more detail, Adam and Clayton would be super delighted to kind of come and spend time on site with you, showing you the product, and again, getting further feedback. So any questions on that? I'm just conscious that I've got a bit of time warning, so I'm just conscious of time. Any questions on observations at all? Just at the back. Okay. Okay. I believe there are some accessibility controls within the app, but it's a great question. Let me take that away, and I'll confirm that back through Clayton and Adam as well. But I think it's a great feedback. Thank you. I know exactly what you mean, though, because when I'm using this on my phone, I have to get my reading glasses out. So you won't need an upgrade for this, no. Again, this app uses the kind of smart connector I briefly mentioned earlier. So again, if you've got current observations on, say, 10 of your 15 wards, let's say, you might say, we'll carry on using that for now, but actually we want to use the new product on 5 wards while we get that established, rolled out. But no upgrades required for this now.